the next medium then, like you said, oil paints. Do you want to tell us about the oil paints, the technical process, how that works?
Okay, just to rewind. So acrylic is the youngest paint in history. It's the most contemporary. Okay. Oils has been around for many, many centuries, and people get put off because of the turpentine that is required. Lots of artists don't use turf, which is just a solvent to dilute your oils. And just remember that the pigment in acrylic and oils and watercolor, they're all the same pigment. It's just the vehicle. It's just the binder that changes. So the binder for the pigment in oils is oils. The binder for watercolor is gum arabic. The binder for acrylics is the same material that you use for plastic bags. So it's all the same. So you're just dealing with a different binder.
Okay, so let me just simplify that out for the viewers. So what that basically means is, in order to use it, what do you need in order to make it work, is what my mom is saying. So you know, what would actually make that paint work in order for you to paint on the canvas and be able to achieve that. Okay.
Definitely, yeah. So it's all the same pigment. So with oils, and also depending on different personalities, oils is not right example, and acrylics is not wrong. It's all a preference on how you want to work. So with oils, there's a misconception that you got to wait for each layer to dry with oils, and it's so not true. You can start and finish a painting in one session with oils. You can blend very nicely in oils. You can work thin and thick in the same painting in one fell swoop with oils. Same thing with acrylics. You can work very thin, you know, your transparent, translucent, and opaque layers. So, you know, both mediums can do the same thing. The only difference with oils is that if you want to go and have coffee with your friend, you can go and spend 2 hours with your friend, come back and continue with your painting. Even if the blobs on the palette are still there, they haven't dried up. That's basically it.
Okay. So emotionally, what I've discovered when working with oil paints is it's given people the time to actually work through the deeper process in their emotions and change what they feel is the mistake. Because a lot of people, when they put down the acrylic paint, once it's down, and you can't wipe it away. Where with oil paints, you can not wipe it away, but maybe change it. I mean, you could wipe it away, but obviously the painting process is depending on how you use it. What I've noticed emotionally is it's given people the time to take the time to go deeper, to delve deeper, to really understand that process. And I've noticed a lot of people in recovery have really found oil paints and the process really useful. So I'm talking about people who have had cancer. I'm talking about students who's they've turned into carers for their partners. I'm talking about people who've come out of recovery of operations. You've had the same, haven't you, with some of your students in that, which has been really, really interesting to work with?
Definitely.
On that side there. Okay, so emotionally there is a clear difference in the two, but also with the oil paints there also comes the frustration and learning patience, and that a lot of people become frustrated within themselves. So it's the impatience of taking the 10 steps back so you can move 50 steps forward, and slowing yourself down, not to slow down but to move faster. And this is where I continuously bring up where I did training with Reino Swart. I know because I went to train with him, that's why I painted so fast later in my life, because he literally would make me sit and observe for 15 minutes before I even painted one brush stroke. And it was frustrating, so frustrating. that I'd almost be pulling my hair out. But that had he not held me, had he not held me back, had he not taught me to be patient, I would not have been able to start and finish paintings within an hour. So that is the medium, and it is quite an emotionally intensifying medium to work with when you're prepared to go to the next level, is what I say. But you can teach beginners in this way, and what's really nice is it's a forgiving medium that helps people become comfortable. Okay, so I've made this mistake. Okay, it's okay. And I find people are less critical of themselves with oil paints than they are with acrylic paints. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to oil paints?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay.
It's very forgiving. It's like liquid velvet.
Yeah, like liquid velvet. And I'm finding the colors are also quite vibrant. You can get most of the colors with oil paints by only painting with 9 colors in general than with acrylic paints. But it again depends on your personality and what you love. So there's not bad or good. It just shows you the emotional part that it brings out. Interestingly enough, when I used to run...
Sorry, yeah. Acrylics has vibrancy as well. It's the mixing.
Yeah.
That will then determine or alter the saturation. So there's vibrancy with both, you know, the same intensity. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, so my mistake there. So it would probably be, like you say, it's the actual mixing process. Just correct myself there.